Lee is 8 years old, and she is my very, very smart, very compassionate, very big-hearted little gal. She's totally mommy's little helper and loves being the big sister.
15 years ago, a little girl was living in an orphanage in South Korea. She had no family, no home, and no one to call her own. Abandoned shortly after birth, she spent her first months surrounded by strangers. Her life seemed destined to be forgotten until fate intervened in the most unexpected way. That little girl's name was Heigl. Born in Seoul in 2009, her mother left the hospital the day after giving birth and never returned. Authorities searched for the woman for weeks, but she had vanished without a trace. Left with no one to care for her, the baby was moved to the Namsinwan orphanage, where she spent the first 9 months of her fragile life. Those early months were difficult. Heigl was born with a congenital heart defect that required open-heart surgery before she was even a year old. Her survival alone was a miracle. What she didn't know was that her life was about to change forever. At the same time, thousands of miles away, actress Katherine Heigl and her husband Josh Kelly were beginning their own journey into parenthood. Katherine, known worldwide for her role on Grey's Anatomy, had always dreamed of adopting. Her own sister, Meg, had been adopted from South Korea years before Katherine was born. She often said that adoption was a part of her family's story, something she always wanted to continue. In 2009, that dream became real. While Katherine was filming a movie in Atlanta, she received the call. There was a little girl in South Korea waiting for them. The baby had undergone heart surgery, but she was healthy and strong. Without hesitation, Katherine said, "We want her." That was the moment everything changed. The adoption process took months, filled with paperwork, medical checks, and emotional waiting. But when Katherine and Josh finally met Heigl, they fell instantly in love. When Heigl arrived in the United States, she was just 9 months old. She was welcomed not just into a new home, but into a new life, one filled with love, safety, and the promise of a brighter future. Josh's father, who was a heart surgeon, reviewed her medical records and confirmed that her condition was fully corrected. It was a relief for the new parents, who were ready to give her everything she had been missing. But becoming a mother wasn't as simple as Katherine had imagined. When Heigl first came home, she connected more easily with Josh. Katherine admitted that it broke her heart. She wanted that instant bond, but it took time. Josh was playful and fun, always rolling on the floor to make Heigl laugh. Katherine, meanwhile, was juggling long hours on set, sometimes spending more time with actors on Grey's Anatomy than with her own daughter. Only 3 days after Heigl arrived, Katherine had to return to work. She worried that her daughter didn't care whether she was there or not. But over time, that changed. With patience, love, and consistency, the little girl began to trust her mother completely. One day, during a TV appearance, Heigl ran up to Katherine on stage and hugged her tightly, a moment that proved their bond had become unbreakable. Katherine later said, "She's the girl who made me a mother, the girl who gave my life purpose and direction." 3 years later, Katherine and Josh decided to expand their family. In 2012, they adopted another baby girl named Adelaide, this time from Louisiana. Unlike their first adoption, this one happened much faster. A sign, Katherine said, that some things are simply meant to be. 5 years after that, in 2017, Katherine gave birth to their son, Joshua. It was her first biological child, and though the experience was joyful, it also came with new challenges. Her baby was born through a C-section and had trouble breathing at first, but he soon recovered. Katherine was open about the difficulties of balancing work, parenting, and her own mental health. She admitted that the exhaustion sometimes led to anxiety and back pain. people tell you how hard motherhood is, but you don't really understand until you live it. After years in Los Angeles, Katherine and Josh decided to move their family to Utah, away from the chaos of Hollywood. There, they bought a ranch surrounded by mountains, rivers, and open skies. Their home became a peaceful sanctuary with dogs, cats, goats, chickens, and horses. For Heigl, this new life was a dream. She spent her days outdoors, exploring nature and helping care for the animals. Despite being the daughter of a Hollywood star, she grew up in a quiet, grounded environment. Katherine often said that she wanted her kids to have a normal childhood, one filled with real experiences, not fame. As Heigl grew older, she began to show her own personality, smart, witty, and confident. Katherine described her as her best buddy, her coolest little person. She protected her daughter's privacy carefully, rarely allowing her to appear in the media. Still, Heigl occasionally joined her mother at charity events and film premieres where her calm charm caught everyone's attention. Even though she's grown up in the spotlight, Heigl has stayed remarkably grounded. Katherine has made sure her children understand kindness, empathy, and humility. Education has always been a top priority in their home. Heigl attends one of the best schools in Utah, and Katherine has said that she's passionate about learning and creativity. Interestingly, Heigl doesn't have a phone yet. Katherine explained that she's one of only 2 kids in her class without one, a decision meant to keep her away from social media's pressures. Sometimes she secretly makes TikTok videos on her mom's iPad, but for the most part, her life remains private. Today, at 15, Heigl lives in her family's beautiful $4 million ranch in Utah, surrounded by mountains and nature. Her parents have built a stable, loving world for her, one that balances fame with simplicity. She travels, studies, and continues to discover who she is. For Katherine, motherhood has been both her greatest challenge and her greatest joy. Raising multiracial children has also opened her eyes to issues she didn't fully understand before. She admits that growing up in a white bubble made her realize how important it is to prepare her daughters for the realities of the world. She encourages open conversations about race, identity, and belonging, ensuring her children grow up proud of who they are. Over the years, Katherine has often shared heartfelt tributes to Heigl. On her 13th birthday, she posted the very first photo she ever received of her daughter, the one sent during the adoption process. Her caption read, "The girl who made me a mother, my heart, my soul, my everything." What began as the story of an abandoned baby has become a story of hope, love, and transformation. From an orphanage in Seoul to a mansion in Utah, Heigl's journey reminds us that family isn't defined by blood, it's defined by love. And in the heart of that love is a once lost little girl who finally found her forever home.